licenses. Davis's supporters call her a martyr for holding on to her faith. Critics want her to resign. With us this morning is Ryan Anderson. He's a senior research fellow with the Heritage Foundation and the author of Truth Overruled, The Future of Marriage and Religious Freedom. Ryan, thanks so much for being here on New Day. What's going to happen? How is this woman going to get out of jail when she says that she cannot, because of her beliefs, issue these marriage licenses?
Well, hopefully she'll get out of jail because the state of Kentucky will realize that there are compromises that we can reach that'll protect both the rights of gays and lesbians to receive marriage licenses and the rights of someone like Kim Davis not to have her name on that marriage license.
Such as, I mean, I know you have a suggestion. What could have been the answer other than jailing her?
Sure. I mean, so one of the answers would have been that the state of Kentucky changed their marriage license after the Supreme Court decision. It used to say bride and groom, and they changed it to spouse one and spouse two. There's no reason why they couldn't also change it to accommodate Miss Davis by simply removing her name. It's not clear why her name has to be on that marriage license, why it can't be someone else's name.
So
That's
that would have been acceptable,
Ryan.
That would have been acceptable to her, just to not have her name on the marriage license, but would she still have issued it to same-sex couples?
As far as I understand, she has said that she would issue it if her name wasn't on it, and she would have allowed all of the deputies in her office to issue the marriage license, provided her name wasn't on it.
I mean,
so I just don't understand why we can't work together to find some compromise where it would be a win-win.
Sure, that is a great suggestion, because she can't just obviously languish in a jail cell for what she says are her religious beliefs. But the other alternative for her was that she could have resigned. She took an oath to uphold the law of the land. The Supreme Court has now said this is the law of the land. So she could have resigned her post.
She could have, but she shouldn't have to. We have a rich history in the United States of accommodating conscientious objectors. The state of Kentucky accommodates conscientious objectors for other types of licensings. North Carolina has shown us a way of how to do this for marriage in particular. We've done this with pacifists. We've done it with a variety of people. And so the question here should be, if we can accommodate someone, why shouldn't we? Why should the burden be either do every aspect of the job or be forced to resign or go to jail? We haven't done that with other jobs and other issues, so why do it on this one?
You know, Ryan, it's been widely reported that this county clerk has been married 4 times. She was divorced 3 times. Do you understand why it is galling to same-sex couples that she would represent the sanctity of marriage?
Sure. I mean, as she says it, all 3 of those previous marriages took place before her conversion to Christianity. So she doesn't deny that she's lived a life that she's not proud of. She just points out that that happened prior to her conversion, and now that she's become a Christian, she tries to live her life in accordance with her beliefs. I don't think it's my place to judge her kind of worthiness here. I think religious liberty is for everyone, even when I disagree with their religious beliefs.
Sure.
If we can accommodate the religious beliefs, we should at least try to.
Sure. I mean, none of us are here to judge. It is her prerogative to be married as many times as she wants as a heterosexual woman. And, you know, gay couples say that they want that same prerogative. They want to be able to get married and make a mistake if they must, as she has a couple of times. And they feel that she's the one who's judging them for wanting to live their fullest life.
Well, I mean, that's definitely true. I mean, she has a position on what marriage is. She believes it's the union of a man and a woman. And so all she's asking is that she can keep her job and not have her name on those marriage licenses. County clerks do lots of things. She's been in this position for a while, first as a deputy, now as the head clerk. If we can work together, I feel like we should.
That sounds totally reasonable, Ryan. So is there any indication that Kentucky will move towards that and allow her name to be taken off the marriage licenses?
Well, so far the judge that heard the case didn't allow that outcome to come forward. The governor has said he refuses to call the legislatures back to session to fix this legislatively. So it looks like it might have to wait until January, which is when they're next in sitting there. It just seems that this could have been avoided had either the judge, the governor, or the legislature been willing to kind of create a fix ahead of time.
Wow. Ryan,
which is what North Carolina did.
Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. Ryan Anderson, nice to talk to you. Thanks so much for pointing all of those compromises out. What's your take on this? You can tweet